Welcome to We're Talking Bears, the show where uncle, nephew, and son bring you the latest in the Chicago Bears experience. I'm Uncle.
I'm nephew. Son don't
What's
like
up,
to be here
man?
when we don't win, man. I've noticed that. He don't
Yeah,
like
I know.
he don't like losing, and I don't blame him. But man, you got to take your L's. You got to take your L's when they come, man. It's been a hell of a season. It's always a sad time losing to the Pack, man. It feels like you just lost a close relative or something when you lose to the Packers. I don't like it. Discussed it. We had chances to win, man. I can't say it was a terrible game, but is these are the games that we live for. If nothing else good happens in a Chicago Bears season, you want to beat the Packers, and we had our chances and we just didn't get it done. But we'll get another chance in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
So
I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. There's a lot I have to say about it. I mean, just from a football standpoint, mediocre game plan by Ben Johnson. Mediocre. That's I mean, it wasn't a great game plan, right? And it just wasn't. It wasn't a great game plan. I mean, it was a good fight. Um, you know, I think we really, really, really stayed away from the run too much in the first half. And I understand he doesn't want to overdo it and get it shut down, but you got to give it a chance. And outside zones are our strength. Outside zone, they're one of the best at stopping it. We just didn't do a lot of outside zone. We ran up the gut all the time, almost exclusively. And I think that to me is overthinking it. Like that's no offense, but that's Matt Nagy level overthinking it. It's like I'm not going to do what I'm best at because you apparently are best at stopping what I'm best at. Well, you actually gotta get out there, hike the ball, and see. Right. That's why we play the game. Because hey, the Browns beat the Pack. Right. Dallas took them. Dallas tied them. So and we took down the Eagles. You got to play the game. So I don't mind trying other things, but I don't like electing not to do what you're great at. You know what I'm saying? What are you thinking?
man, absolutely, absolutely. It was a lot of times in the game where I was just not pleased with the play calling what we're doing, and I actually had your sentiments exactly in the first half as far as the run was concerned. I didn't think that we ran the ball enough, especially with that being our strength all season long. Knowing that they have Parsons over there and Caleb, and I feel like the run gets him established, it gets him a little bit comfortable, and makes the defense honest. So I feel like when you don't get that run game going, then you put a lot of pressure on him. And he did get it going in the second half. I feel like we looked like a completely different football team offensively in the second half.
Hmm.
So I wasn't too upset about that. But really, man, what was disappointing to me, this game particularly, it started off so promising. I think I don't know if it was 3 and out. I know it was our first drive. I believe it was 3 and out or 4 and out, whatever it was. We didn't do anything on our first few drives, but on the first one in particular, they got the ball from us and we turned them over early. And I was excited to see that because that's what we've been doing well all season. However, the rest of the game, we got gashed. I don't know where our secondary was. It didn't look like the team that we've been all season. And like I believe it was the Eagles, like you said, AJ Brown got his. There's been some games where guys get their stats, they get their numbers, but overall, our defense has held up this year, especially in the secondary, and that was just not the case in this game against the Packers. So I was a little frustrated about that. Um, on that note, one thing I wanted to ask you, I was excited to have JJ back when he came back just a week or a couple of weeks ago. But do you think he's back? Do you think he's 100% back? Is he not fully himself? Because I don't feel like he's been impactful since he's returned. And I love JJ. I support him. I'm not saying this to put him down, but is there something that we're not that we're missing as far as him being back? And how do you feel about it?
Man, I feel like there were plays where he looked lost. One of them in particular was a touchdown. Like literally, he's in no man's land. I believe that on the particular touchdown I'm considering. Uh, um, Bayard it was too deep shell, but Bayard came down as a robber, more so down closer to where the middle linebacker would normally be in a cover two. And I'm pretty positive that JJ was supposed to backpedal and take the high. Uh, Brisker ends up following the Packer all the way across the end zone to almost directly above where JJ was, and he couldn't get the play done. He couldn't get it made, right? So when you look at that, you're like, what is JJ doing? On that play where the important play near the end of the game where Josh Jacobs got a huge first down where he was surrounded by four guys and nobody made the tackle. JJ was part of that group. I mean, there was a lot of fault in there. One, you come as a Bear, you come running in helmet down, just diving, and you end up hitting other Bears. That wasn't JJ. I think it was Dexter, but I'm not looking at the film right now. But one of the guys, he came in and took out a couple of dudes, right? And it's just absolute folly that, it's like, lift your head, look at what you're doing. Hit the guy in green and yellow. Don't hit the guys in blue and white, because you hit the guys in blue and white, Jacobs takes off, and that we could have held them to a field goal right there.
Right.
Much less pressure on Williams. We made it to field goal range. We could have tied the game, right? So it's not even, and JJ was there. And when you're watching it, I had to look at it really closely, but it doesn't look like he was really trying to tackle Josh Jacobs, right? And there were just a lot of plays where JJ wasn't JJ, and I'm not mad at him. I'm not saying, but when you've been out all season, you know what I mean? You haven't had the wear and tear on your body, but you also you're not in playing shape, right? You haven't been out there giving 100%. And you've actually been protecting your body because you're recovering, right? You're going to do only what you're told to do all through your recovery. So you're not maxing things out, at least initially, until your body's healed, right? So long period of the season, JJ's protecting, and he's supposed to. That's what you're supposed to do. You can't, you break an arm, you can't go in the gym and just, go lift max, right? So I'm not saying it's wrong, but it showed. Like, literally, he didn't look like he was in condition. He didn't look like he was moving at NFL speed. It just wasn't. It was, and with some of the incredible plays some of these guys have come in and made, it was it was tough. The other side of that, I think, is just scheme. We were doing a lot of man-to-man, and the Packers bought speed at wide receiver. They don't have great wide receivers, but they got fast wide receivers. And speed kills. And we don't necessarily have a really fast secondary. I think our secondary is good, but it's not necessarily like just, we got a bunch of guys that run 4.3 40s. That's not how we're built. So when you go up against a really, really fast team, do we really want to be in man-to-man to man-to-man? And so, so that's kind of my take. What's your take on it?
Man, the play you referred to late in the game where he didn't want to get in there to make that tackle on Josh Jacobs, that's specifically what I was thinking about. And it looked like he was just making a business decision for himself, because it just looked like he didn't want to get in there. And on that play, we should have been able to hold them to a 4th and 1. And who knows, they may go for it or try. We may stop them. But at the very least, they have a decision to make if they want to kick a field goal or if they want to try to go for it. But then we're not down 7 points if we stop them or if they kick a field goal. And like you said, on that last drive, we made our way down there. We were by far in Cairo Santos' range. It would have been a chip shot for him. And not only that, it takes the pressure off with needing 6 points because we actually had an opportunity to get 6 at the end of that game. That game should have, at the very least, went into overtime. We can get into that shortly, but we had an opportunity, and just that small decision that he made not to want to at least put a shoulder in there and try to hold him short of that first down changed the entire game, because that play there could have potentially changed everything for us winning and losing that game. So, I mean, there were other things as well, but that's specifically why I asked that question about JJ, along with some other things as far as our secondary. You're supposed to be our number one guy, and we were getting torched. I completely agree with you though, as far as the coverages and as far as going man and them having speedy receivers. I 100% agree with that. I don't know exactly what that was about. I feel like Dennis Allen has done a pretty good job with these guys this season, but we didn't see that this past Sunday. So we were in Lambeau. They still got to come to Chicago, as Jordan famously said. I don't care who you are, Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, still got to come to Chicago. So we'll see what happens next time.
Now, here's my question of the hour. I threw this picture up on purpose.
Oh, I know you did.
Does that look like they're getting along?
You know what? This is something that I've really been interested in since the game, because it surely seems like, without being in the locker room, without being around these guys, it surely seems like something is going on when DJ Moore is supposed to be our number one guy. Well, he's been the number one as far as production, but DJ is supposed to be our number one. We brought him here for a reason. He's done some great things for us, and for us to not really seemingly look for him at all or try to involve him in the game, I'm confused. I don't completely put that on Caleb, because I feel like that's kind of on Ben Johnson as well to scheme for DJ. But some of the plays that were given to him, just like screen plays and kind of like gadget plays, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like DJ can be more than that, and we didn't target him, I think, but one time on a screen play, which was a loss of 4, or a flick pass on a reverse. So I don't know. I don't know if it's that they don't get along, because I've been watching a few things, and I'm not sure if it's that.
We're just not. Well, one is Ben Johnson's got to be part of this also. I don't know if he's letting these two. I don't know if he's letting them work it out. I don't know if Ben is got an issue with him and Caleb's going along with it. I don't know if Caleb just doesn't feel comfortable, isn't targeting DJ. But you got to a point. You've got a guy who is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. People can argue what they want, but the numbers sit down and say, over the past 5 years, you look at a 5-year body of work, he's top 10 as far as production. This year is absolutely abysmal. We just won't throw him the ball. He doesn't even have 50 catches. And it was games like that game where you threw the ball to him one time. It's abysmal. You're not trying to get him the ball. And if we choose not to use our most athletic wide receiver, our most experienced wide receiver, the guy we paid more than $20 million a year to, we're not going to win these type of games. We're that part of the reason the offense seems so anemic. We're going to pass, but we're not going to pass to the guys who, when in some of the other games, DJ is not getting a lot of yards, but he's getting the first down. DJ right. Pretty much. You don't get any first downs and you haven't thrown DJ Moore the ball, I'm gonna say you're not trying. That's like failing a class and not getting your homework. Man, we need to blow it up. We need to get it done. We got a comment here. Hey, we know we got the Browns coming up. The Browns have a good defense. We need to expose them. Part of exposing them is get DJ loose. DJ's, come on, man. This is ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. and the way we're not using Cole Kmet also. That's huge. The fact that we're not using Cole Kmet either.
Yeah. He had a beautiful pass to Kmet actually on somewhere in that game. He doesn't throw too much, but a beautiful pass. He had rolled outside and got right to the sideline. Defense almost got to him, and he finds Kmet down by the goal line for a beautiful grab. Man, I loved it. But I agree with you as well. But just to piggyback this DJ sentiment, I totally agree. I feel like you've got to get DJ more involved. He doesn't, as anybody would, when you're like you said, you're a top receiver in the league. You get paid based off what you can produce, and when you're not giving me the ball, I don't have an opportunity to get my incentives. I don't have an opportunity to get my money. You're basically messing with my livelihood, and I don't know if that's because of Caleb. Like you said, I believe it has to be. I'll put the blame on Ben Johnson, because if you're leading this ship and it's been going well, you make sure you draw up some plays to get that guy the ball. Now, it's different if he's just not producing, if he's just not catching the ball, or if he's just not being the DJ that we know he can be. But you should be doing what you can do to make sure he's involved in the offense, and I just haven't seen that. But before we move on, I do want to say, I remember, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but the only thing I can say is that DJ had that incredible season with Justin Fields. And then when they drafted, even though this is Caleb's second year now with us, when they drafted Caleb, DJ was a main advocate for saying that he liked the quarterback that we had. Now, I'm not going to say that means anything between him and Caleb, that he doesn't like Caleb or anything like that. But I can say that when you've come from the quarterback that we had, I had a career season with him, and then you change it up, I might be a little disappointed when you're not getting me the rock. That's all I can say.
It can happen.
And it does seem that way, that he gets frustrated when he's not receiving the rock. So
right, and well, he should. He knows he can contribute and make a difference. He knows he can get those first downs and get those yards, and he should get the opportunity. Flashing over to the defensive side, Jordan Love didn't throw. Jordan Love, I think, had 3 interceptions on the year. We turned him over. Hey, Jalen Hurts, wow, before Sunday's destruction, he had 1 pick on the year, and we turned him over. We are still on top of this board, and this is why. Kevin Byard, he's number 1 in the league with taking the ball away with 6 picks. Nahshon Wright is tied for second with 5 picks, and Tremaine Edmonds, who hasn't played in weeks, literally hasn't played in weeks, is tied for 6 with 4 picks. Think about it, man. Just between those guys, that's 15 picks on the year. That's just and there's a lot of other guys that got 1 or 2. There.
Tremaine has what has he missed? 3 or 4 games now at this point?
Tremaine's been out like at least 3, three, and he's. We're still turning them over. I'm loving it. It's absolutely beautiful. What can you say?
I can say this. Smart play on the Packers' behalf. I didn't like it, but it was smart. We were going to get a second pick that game because Nahshon Wright, I believe it was about to pick that boy off. It was coming right to him. He was about to be gone with that ball, but they took the offensive pass interference, I believe it was the call.
Yes.
And he just dragged him down because he knew he had no opportunity to make a play on that ball, and Wright was going to pick him. I mean, you can't be mad at that, because you take the 15-yard or 10, whatever it was, you take the penalty, but at least you're not turning the ball over. And so hats off to him, man. He's definitely been balling. And speaking to that graphic you just put up, he was about to have another pick on his record.
He was about to do it. And with that, we're still not turning the ball over a lot. I know we had a pick on that game, but our turnover differential 17. It is best in the league. It is phenomenal, and it's just, what can you say? We're out there playing defense. We're forcing fumbles also and taking the ball away. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, and on top of that, again, Scott's out there and he has brought up that we're second in the league in running the ball. And you know what? Guess what? That's absolutely positively the truth is beautiful. That we can run the rock and we can handle it. An offense, we're second in the league in running the ball, but that has brought us to all the way to number 5 in off period yards per game. That's second in the league in running the ball has brought us to number 5 in yards per game. That's good. The top 5 offense moving the rock. We didn't expect that at the beginning of the year.
You know what? I'll say this. I didn't expect that at the beginning of the year, but I'm happy to see it. And I can't say that I wasn't hopeful for it because we asked for Ben Johnson. He's a good offensive coach. He's an offensive mind. He's coming. He's proven that. We had weapons. We added weapons on the offensive side. We revamped the offensive line. So I feel like this is what we deserve, and this is the direction that we should be moving in. Now, to be top 5 is tremendous. Like I said, I can't say I expected it, but I'm happy to see that's where we are, and I hope that we continue to make strides because we've got a lot of talent on the offensive side of this team. The defense getting pressure on the other team needs a little bit of work, but as far as the offense, we need to be able to win some of these games, especially like this one against Green Bay. Which Scott also pointed out that he says that the Caleb pick was a one-off. I totally agree. He was late. Kmet was open. He was late.
It was a late pass.
Simple as that. It was late. He had him. The play call wasn't awful. I do feel like Caleb could have even made it with his feet, but he had the man open. It was just a late read, and so he turned it over, and it happens. He's still a young quarterback. It happens. But I do feel like on the offensive, speaking to the offense of how well we're doing, we need to be able to close out some games and win some games with the offense, which we've seen the ability to do and which we've done in weeks past. As Caleb has, I think they said this would have been the 6th game winning drive had we won, or a game tying, game extending drive. He has 5 game winning drives on the season. So that's incredible. That just goes to show how well this offense is doing. Scott,
how well the team's doing.
I'm sorry.
I said how well the team's doing.
Absolutely. Scott posed the question, though. He said, second in running, but in spite of our defense, he thinks that we still need to throw the ball more. I would like to throw the ball to DJ. And I do think that we need to spread the rock out because when we're not using DJ, I think that there's always an argument to throw the ball more. But I do not mind running that rock when it's working. I don't mind if you run.
Eagles
when the run is working. I do not mind. I don't mind. I mean, and all that can never do is open up the pass, as we've seen in previous weeks, like when we spoke last week on the show, harping back to that game against the Eagles, when Caleb made that beautiful throw where he turned his body and contorted himself to hit Kmet after the defense had to come up because we were running all over those boys. That's my mentality. Same play. And that's my mentality. If the run is able to open up things like that, and we're great at running the rock, we're second in the league, I say stick with that. Let that be what leads you. It's almost like a boxer, setting you up for a power punch. It's like, no, throw that jab a bunch of times, and eventually you're going to have that opportunity to give him the Mike Tyson haymaker. So I do agree throwing the ball more because I didn't see DJ. So I agree with Scott. But, hey, don't get away from the run. If throwing the rock more means we're going to get away from the run, I don't support that. But I do agree that when we're not finding guys like DJ, when we're not going to Kmet enough, we need to get to that. We need to get to that.
Hey, if you believe that we should continue to be heavy run, hit the like button. Let us see that.
And let us know in the comments. Go ahead and let us know what your stance is on that. If you think we should be run heavy or we should get more into the pass. I think honestly, so far, I feel like Ben Johnson's done a good job of kind of like drawing up plays for us. In that second half, like I said, we were a completely different team on the offensive end. So I don't really have too much to complain about. I feel like our defense needs to step up. And unfortunately, we just don't have the personnel currently. I mean, Montez Sweat is good, but we just don't have the personnel to put the pressure on the quarterback that we need to make the job easier for our secondary. And our secondary just got beat up this week because I feel like we were outmatched.
I'm not gonna say it got beat up. We got caught in we got caught out of position, so blown coverage. We also, though, got caught in taking some big risks. Like one of those touchdowns, we had 10 guys on the line of scrimmage. Now, you're going against a team with very, very fast receivers. You're not giving our guys one single step. Like literally, they've got to turn and bail. And that's not, when you're facing a guy that's faster than you and you're right at the line of scrimmage, he's gonna win that race most of the time.
Yeah.
Especially, and there's nobody behind you. So, and you're facing a quarterback who's actually really good at throwing those long, deep, high balls, dropping it in the bucket. And it's a hard ball to defend because it's coming out of the sky into the guy's hands. You can't, the way they pick, literally, if Caleb threw a Jordan Love ball, it was high arcing, even though he was late throwing that to Kmet, the guy wouldn't have been able to jump up and pick it. It was more of a line drive.
Right.
It's just right. So, man.
It was a duck. It was a duck.
It was a duck. It was
you gotta give that guy a chance. Kmet's huge.
It was a duck, and honestly, it should have been in the corner of the end zone.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, if he throws it on time, it's a beautiful play, and we at least go into overtime. But
I think we would have got the extra point. One of the things I liked, and I wanted to mention this before we close, when we got to running the ball heavily in the second half, you could see Micah Parsons on the sideline sucking air.
Yeah,
I mean, we were thumping them, even though we didn't get any big long runs. We got good runs. We got 6, 7, 8-yard runs. I'll take it. And you got to keep doing that to soften them up and have those 10, 15, 20-yard runs.
Absolutely. And those are the times where I feel like I agree mostly with Scott is it was I feel like sometimes take the chance, man. You run the ball so well. Sometimes every now and then take a chance.
Throw it up.
Throw that ball up, man, and let our guys, especially we got Luther Burden out there, man. Give him a chance. Rome, I feel like he's the guy that is gonna love the opportunity. Not saying he wants Rome to be out, but he'll love the opportunity to get out there and showcase his skills. Give them guys a chance, man. We got weapons. But before we wrap, also, we got 4 games left. We got the Browns, we got the Pack again, we got the Niners, then we got the Lions. What does it look like for us winning the division? What does it look like for us making the playoffs? And how do you see us doing in these last 4 games?
I think we got to win out, man. We got to win out, and I think here I'm gonna say this. This sounds nuts. Keep running the ball. Don't reduce the runs. Keep running the ball. I need the Bears. I need the Bears to get DJ 5 catches a game. I need them to give him a shot at getting 1,000 yards this year. It'd be a stretch for him to make it at this point. But give him 5 catches a game. Draw up 8 plays, 2 plays a quarter, where you're going to get him the ball. And I don't mean behind the line of scrimmage, like in a route. Just get him involved. And the fact that Rome's not there for at least the moment, you have to get him the ball. It'll loosen everything up. He's got so much run after catch. Even all you got to do is get him the ball 6, 7 yards out. He's going to hit somebody. He runs almost like Monangai,
right.
As far as it right. It's not, one DB is not taking him down. You got to get him the ball. You don't have to even get it to him in space. You just got to get it to him while he's running, right? He's a hard guy to bring down. Sometimes it takes 3, 4 guys to get him down. I think that's the key right there. And of course, us getting healthy.
Right.
Like we need to be, we need to shake all these injuries and we need to be healthy.
That's weird.
By most of our guys, 95% of our guys back, I think we'll be in good shape. But we need to win out. If we win 3 or 4, we're in the playoffs for sure. we win 4-4. It's up to us. We got the division because
Right.
that's that. There's nothing the Pack can do if we beat them in Soldier Field to get ahead of us because they got that half game tie.
Right.
So we go 4-4, we got them.
Right.
We have to win. If we win out, it's ours, and I think it's doable. It is. The Pack is going to be the toughest game. San Francisco is not going to roll over. The Lions they know us. They know us, so it's all tough. But I think it's doable. I'm going to say 3-4 is almost assured. 4-4 is going to be tough, but if we do it, we win the division. I'm going to say we got a 30% chance to do
Yeah.
it.
I'm looking forward to it. I think we definitely have a chance to win out, especially to the fact that we owe Green Bay. I don't see us dropping another game to them with the way our guys have played all season. Even though I was disgusted to lose to Green Bay as I always am, I don't see our guys laying down for Green Bay a second time, and they got to come to Chicago. I don't see us letting them walk out of here with another win against us. So I feel like we'll get that one. We got to beat the Browns, which is they have a good defense. So, but I feel like we'll be ready for them.
And Myles Garrett.
Yeah. And hey, Shedeur Sanders, man, he's been showing up lately, man, and I'm sure he wants to do his thing against a team that's elite this year, like the Bears are. So I'm hoping that our secondary can
3 picks.
That's how I feel. Come on now, you guys show this guy.
We're gonna get the rookie.
Welcome him to the NFL the right way.
Welcome to the NFL.
Take the ball from
We're
him.
taking the ball.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what we need. And then we
3
beat the
picks.
Pack. The Niners, I'm not afraid of the Niners. They're a good team. They're not far behind us as far as record. We might have the same record as them actually right now.
McCaffrey's tough. We're not that great against the run. We're gonna have to have a good day against McCaffrey.
You're right. I mean, but look at it this way.
That's a tough matchup.
Saquon Barkley, what did he do against us? And he's good.
He didn't have much. He
hasn't had a great season, but that's what I'm saying. We just got to be ready, and I feel like our guys should be ready. We're right there. If we can win these games, we control our destiny. So I feel like they should be ready to get the job done, and they should be ready to answer that challenge. And then the Lions we owe the Lions, and that'll be a great 4th of 4 for Ben Johnson, man. They beat us the first time, but that'll be that's one that Ben Johnson needs to go out there and get for us as a coach to call up them plays. These guys, you were there with them last year. Show them why you're the head coach of the Chicago Bears now.
There we go.
Get your get back.
Hey, well, I'm Uncle.
I'm Nephew.
And we're talking Bears.
Bear down.
Bear down.
4 in a row. Let's get it.